This morning I have learnt a new lesson. Do not clean chicken shit out of a hen house when you're wearing only a dressing gown, because once you have your hands wearing gloves covered in chicken poo and your dressing gown falls open, you can't do anything about it. I'm going out to check the greenhouse because
hello everywhere.
Everywhere?
Everyone. Everyone.
Luca has planted strawberries. Just put my wellies on. Carlo is off today and he's helping Luca and Andrea. They're just fixing a staircase basically. Just needed a bit of work. Ooh! He's done this big strawberry bed here. Look! It's all the way along. Carlo and I have had a talk and we have decided that we are going to redesign this part of the garden. Ciao Luca! And we are going to put the table from here there, we think, but we're going to test it out, so I'm going to do that now. So our plans are to move the table from here. We're actually going to get a new one because this table is about 30 years old and it is rather weak. That is the idea I was getting at, with better flooring obviously, and the table would be wood coloured and rustic and decorated rather nicely. I think that actually works. And then all bushes along here and plants and stuff. And here there will be a lovely big comfortable sofa. I have managed to take Carlo away from the garden and we are now on our way to look for paving slabs.
Allora, questo potrebbe essere un tipo di pietra da mettere.
Sì.
Il colore ti sta bene?
Sì, va benissimo. This would be fun to carry down the steps, won't they? Right, I think we found our stone. This is what we're going to put on the ground. That whole pallet there is about 23 square meters, so that's what we're buying. Don't ask me how we are going to get that home. We will have it delivered tomorrow and it's probably going to take all day with Carlo's little Carrello machine to get that home. But it means we've got it and we can start designing our garden. And I have just come to get these paintings framed and they look absolutely amazing. These are by Heather Nagy. She does paintings of my photos and she sent me a couple of prints of some of my most favourite photos. Grazie mille. Ciao ciao. Buona serata. Ciao. I'll show you them properly when I get out. Right, now I'm back home. This is the original photo that I took, which I put on my Instagram. And then Heather painted it. It looks much better. And here's the other photo that I took at Fornilla a couple of years ago. And there's Heather's painting of it. Amazing. So we've all heard the news that Italia has been put in quarantine as preventative measures to try and stop this virus from spreading. Chickies haven't got the virus, have you? So it just looks like we're going to be hunkering down at home for the next couple of weeks and getting on with some home renovation. Carlo's obviously going to have to keep going to work. They have banned funerals, but they obviously are not going to ban burying people. So he's still at work. Life is sort of carrying on as normal. You're not forbidden to go out. You're just advised to stay at home as much as you can to contain the virus from spreading from people to people. So I'm going to help Carlo and Luca in the garden. We're going to start laying the paving stones. Voyage number 1 done. There's going to be quite a few more of these. So this is the sort of thing that we're planning on doing in this area. Carlo is Superman. He's back from his 3rd trip. So this morning it is not quite 10:30 and he has brought down 12 tons. 12 tonne? No.
1.2 tons.
And also some virgin earth. quarantine day 2. I am taking Holly out for a quick walk because I am allowed to do that. Come on. Leave the gate open because nobody's going to come in and Luca's there. I am quite liking the fact that I have a completely valid excuse to not leave the house and not get dressed properly and just be as lazy as I want. It's quite a nice feeling. I don't have to go anywhere. If I wanted to go down to the shops and do a bit of shopping, I can do that, but I don't actually need to. So I'm quite happy to just hang around in my little mountain valley. I will get my exercise going up and down these steps every day, maybe 2 or 3 times, taking the dog for a walk, and that suits me absolutely fine because I hardly ever see anybody on these steps anyway. So life goes on. I can hear scooters, I can hear people working, I can even see somebody on the beach. I've just seen somebody walk up the steps there, and there's somebody taking his dog for a walk up here. All pretty normal. So obviously there's not going to be any excursions in the next 2 or 3 weeks videos, so we will have to get creative and find something interesting to film home or roundabout near home. It's now evening and I'm making dinner. I am going to make a broccoli and gorgonzola soup because that broccoli in the garden just keeps on growing and there's loads of it at the moment. So I've picked a whole bowl full and I'm going to turn it into soup. Really easy. All I've done is chopped up some potatoes, some onion, and I've got some broccoli. I've got the gorgonzola, and I might put some mascarpone in there. I'm just frying off the onion. I'm going to chuck all that in there with it and add some broth. I have put it all in the pan, and I am just going to put the lid on it and just leave it to cook until the potato is soft enough. So that mascarpone was calling me, not for the soup. I have ended up making a tiramisu. Just picked a recipe off the internet and made it. I happen to have everything in the cupboard. We are all going to get huge here in Italy under lockdown. Everybody I know has been baking today. Anyway, the soup is coming along nicely. Well, I'm going to add the gorgonzola. Let that melt. Meow. Hello. And there we go. Broccoli and gorgonzola soup. All done and ready for dinner. Hi, this is Nicki, Skye's mum. Yeah, no, we're fine. Everything's fine here. I've got a ticket for Skye to come back tomorrow night on the last flight. So I was just wondering if you could let her know, because she's not answering her phone at the moment. If any of you are parents, you will be able to imagine what it feels like to be trapped in one country, having your daughter or son in another country. At the moment, we actually have both Skye and Tommaso abroad. And I have been doing everything I can to get Skye back. Tommaso has found himself a ticket with Ryanair and he should be back later tomorrow afternoon. I think I found a ticket for Skye on the very last flight coming out of England with Ryanair. I managed to find out online that Ryanair were flying up until Friday the 13th. That's a bad date, isn't it? Anyhow, I've got her a ticket on that flight, so I'm just letting the school know and trying to organise her transport from the school to the airport. The quarantine rules have tightened overnight. Now all bars and restaurants and all shops apart from food shops are closed, and you need to fill out one of these permission forms if you are going to leave the house to show them where you are going and why you need to go out. A little bit misty today. Day 2 of lockdown in Italy. I haven't come across any traffic yet. Oh wait, here's a taxi. So there is still life on the Amalfi Coast. Holly and I are off to the fruit and vegetable shop just to get some apples and bananas. Just come down to do the shopping. You can see behind me here there's people waiting outside the shop because they're obviously only letting 1 or 2 people in at the same time, but they seem to be pretty well stocked up. Plenty of fresh produce. Most importantly, we have toilet paper. This is the shop where I do most of my shopping. This is the lovely Emilia, and the shop is completely fully stocked with absolutely everything you could possibly want. No panic buying here. My biggest problem is trying to get all my shopping into the back of my scooter and closing the lid. And it doesn't quite close, but that will be fine. And now we can go home. Right, I am back home, and seeing as I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future, I'm going to make it as pretty as possible, and I'm going to start planting some flowers. I have 4 different types of seeds that I have bought in England, so I have no idea if they will actually flower here. And I've been saving egg boxes because we don't seem to have seed trays here, so we have made our own.
What time's her flight?
Her flight is at 5 o'clock
Okay,
in the
sorry.
afternoon.
Both going to go and get her.
I don't think we're allowed. I think only one person is allowed out because the permission is for one person, so I don't think we can both go. So I just saw Giovanni, and he just got told off for being on his scooter with his son, who's like 6. And he's like, why? And they said, you're not allowed out in twos, you have to go out separately.
People getting stopped round Luca as well now.
Yeah. I've heard quite a lot of helicopters going back and forth today. Not sure what they're up to. I've lost count. Day 3, day 4. Lockdown in Italy, day 4. I am very, very lucky because this is a huge garden for Positano. A lot of people who live here live in small, cramped apartments with no outside space. A lot of people have balconies or terraces, but they don't have gardens like this. And I know some people are struggling already, especially if they've got young kids and dogs. And they can't take them out anymore. I'm very lucky. I don't feel like I'm shut in at all here. I'm just enjoying being home, and I've got so much space to wander around that it's very easy for me. I have been very lucky getting Skye out on the last flight today. She's due to arrive tonight. We have to fill out an authorization form to pick her up at the airport. So they tightened the rules yesterday. Now there's no shops open apart from necessity shops, so food shops, grocery stores. All the clothes shops obviously and other shops are closed. Hairdressers and beauty salons are closed, and all restaurants and bars are now closed. So they really are trying to make people stay at home as much as possible. Carlo has just got home from work and has laid the last few stones. Now all we need to do is grow some dichondra in between the stones so it goes green, and it's going to look lovely. And he's now using the last bit of mud that he set the stones with just to batten down the hatches here, because this little covering here is not fixed, and I'm worried that a fox is going to get in through it. One of the nicest things that I've heard today is that somebody somewhere in Italy has organised a flash mob for everybody to go out onto their balconies or terraces at 6 o'clock for the next 3 evenings and sing a song all together. Of course, I completely forgot about it. It's now 6:20 and it's finished. But Elizabeth has just sent me a video of her family doing it. Hopefully tomorrow I will remember. On the main motorway to Naples, which is normally always ram-packed full. It's so quiet. It's actually scary because it's really dark, and normally you've got all the other car lights, but it's just dark and empty. I haven't been stopped yet by the police either. Got my baby back! I've just come outside outside and found that the chickens have all climbed up onto one of the little roosts I've made for them. This is the first time they've been up there. Hello girlies, you're clever. So we have Skye back. She's still sleeping at the moment. The drive to the airport was very strange. There was hardly anybody on the road. The road was very, very dark because normally it's lit up by the car headlights, but there weren't any, so it was darker than I expected, and honestly much quieter than I expected. It was very odd. But we got there and back without problem. Obviously now Skye is going to have to self-isolate here at home for the next 2 weeks, and I will be staying in with her. She's got a load of schoolwork to get through, and we'll just hope for the best. It's nearly midday and there is supposed to be a flash mob applause from all the balconies of Italy to thank the medical staff that have been taking care of everybody who's been ill. So let's see if we can hear anything from here. I'm not sure. It is all kicking off here. Everybody's at home, but there's a DJ playing, there's a church mass going on via loudspeaker. Right, I found a really good viewpoint. I'm hoping they're going to do the 6 o'clock singing. I'm just in one of the olive groves overlooking the whole town.